Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today on this beautiful Friday afternoon. It's been a toasty one in South Florida these past couple days. We got a cold front coming in, I think, for tomorrow. But as of today, it's beautiful out. Track is fast, turf is firm, Pete always fast, and Brian, a big day tomorrow that we're got the precursor into today.
Yeah, really looking forward to what is Pegasus World Cup preview day tomorrow. A trio of graded stakes, 5 of them all told, and I think we'll find out a lot about the locals at least to see if they can, bridge the gap to what is obviously going to be world class and better competition. Thank you guys. You can see the 3 graded stakes there. See what local horses can kind of funnel into the 3 big races on Pegasus World Cup Day. Of course, culminating with the big one, the World Cup on January the 25th.
Yeah, very exciting time. And as far as today goes with the Rainbow Six, that does start in race number 5 on this 10 race card. We have $75,000 in that estimate here, and they put a lot of money in it yesterday.
Yeah, they got about for day one,
yeah, for day one.
65 or so yesterday. So, I think 100 could be in play today between the carryover and what they're going to bet today. It's a good, solid Friday card. TT pick 3. It's got, a trio of solid turf races as well. So it's a fun rainbow today. We'll see what Ronnie's got cooking a little bit later on.
Yep, it is, and he was almost alive. He missed a single, but good times all around. We had all 3 of us had a ton of winners yesterday. I think maybe there was one race where somebody didn't have the winner on top. I'll go back and check that, but we know what we're doing up here.
Hey,
most days.
Some days.
Some days. But kicking off in race number 1, we have that early pick 5. Over $300,000 in that, by the way, yesterday. So let's get involved. And the guy to the left of me here has got that ticket.
Big number yesterday. 314 is what they put in. So, that's above and beyond. So we thank everybody for that. Let's go 5 deep in the opener. I wanted to go 6 deep, but we'll cap it at 5. So kind of a big ticket here.
Yep.
Big scratch in race 2 of the 2 Sonadora Girl. So what it's going to do is it's going to auto default Pasajera as a huge favorite in there. 3 deep in race 3. The top pick is Mr. Tyson. We've got a replay there. That horse could be single a bowl, if that's that's got to be a word, right?
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna use a couple others in there. In race number 4, I've got the 2 reassess, and then you can see the spread. I need to get some value in race 1, and I need to get some value in race 5. There's no two ways about it. Burn and Turf. The 3 outside horses are clearly the 3 horses to beat in race 5, and that's a good one on the turf.
It really is. And
speaking
of the grass, so you've got that tropical turf. Pick 3 here as well. We'll take a look at my ticket. It's a $36 play. I've got an anchor in the last. This will take you through the whole entire card. First race we'll get into in just a bit, and then Brian, like you're doing in your pick 5. I think the 5th race is very tough. I do have the Burn and Turf on top for Sandino Hernandez, and that'll be an interesting race to get to because I think that there's some different things going on here that we can talk about, and then in the race number 10, I'm just singling the 3 here.
Random Harvest.
Yep.
I'm with you. I picked her in the stakes the other day.
Yeah.
This might be. This could be. It's just as difficult a spot because there's older horses in there. She's not going to be favored. We'll try to eke out some value. So I'm with you there too.
$3 minimum, low 15% takeout, and tomorrow it's all stakes action for that tropical turf pick 3. Ron and I put a video out. It'll be out in a little bit. I've got a ticket. It's a very competitive sequence. So play it today. You get money for tomorrow. But race 1. $25,000 maiden claiming 7.5 furlongs on the rails are at 59 feet. Today here, and this is for 2-year-olds. Number 1, Miss Ocala is out. The number 3, Dixie Escape is out, and the 8, Take Me to Paris. Really? On top for you?
Well, this is just like a massive class drop here, and you got a 4-1 morning line favorite in this race. I know there's 2 scratches, and the point is this is a wildly competitive race. I certainly don't want Chancelicious at a short price. I certainly don't want Timber at a short price, and both of them will be that. Taking a shot, the biggest drop in racing. They brought this horse to Team Mubarak, brought this horse to Saratoga.
They did,
Hey, not that she made a dent by any stretch of the imagination, but she routed on Topito last time. The blinkers are going to sharpen her early on. Hey, I'll just take a little bit of a shot. Lionel too, by the way. You know how much I love Lionel on the turf. Where maybe we will get $26. That's a good thing for Lionel because he pops
Yep.
nonstop like that. Love his rides.
If I was just playing by names, that is the horse I would pick
There you
for
go.
sure. It's
Right.
always a good idea. Paris is. I went to the 6, and you've got the horse in the mix as well, and I'm glad you did because this filly has been breezing really nicely on the grass course here. She's had some time off since that muddy track effort where she picked up some ground late. What I do like is at least she passed a couple of horses, and now we get Louis Saez aboard. On her AP, very early to tell about the
Sure.
grass for them, but as far as how she works in the morning, I think it's okay here. And as you alluded to, Chancelicious, talk about why you don't like her, and then we'll show work, and I'll tell you why I don't like her.
Well, I don't like her because for a lot of different reasons. She's in the parking lot. First of all, this is a dreadful post position for her, and she's going to be overbet. That's the other thing. And Chancelot routing on the turf. I mean, you know, he was a crack one-turn, obviously dirt sprinter. So you can take her. I know the bullets there at Palmettos, but Wesley Ward's going to work his horses fast, and they always work fast up there.
Yep, they do. We'll show this Chancelicious here, and this was at Palmettos. Now, look, this is why it's so important when you can watch these works to watch them, because this horse is on the inside now. Navy Seal is a much better horse, but you look, okay, it's a minute flat, or a minute and 3 here. This isn't anything to write home about. The outside horse is just completely playing with her, and then she's starting to be driven on.
Yeah.
So for me, that does nothing.
I'm with you 100%. And again, short price from a very, very it's not even going a mile. We're going 7.5 here, and the rails are at 59 feet. I know there's 2 scratches. That's going to help, but 66 feet, excuse me, no.
Yeah,
not for me.
Not ideal. Do you want to talk about Timber? Okay.
I mean, she's fine.
Yeah,
but
I know what you mean.
It's Rohan and Irad.
Irad,
Rohan might move her up. She's never tried turf, and I don't really know if she's too interested in winning a horse race.
I'm not too sure either. Now, race number 2. It starts the early pick 4. Brian will tweet that ticket out. It's at $8,000, claiming non-winners of 3, lifetime, 7 furlongs on that fast main track. We scratched the 2, Sonadora Girl, and Leno Reyes will ride the number 6. Just take notes and make the weight on that 120 for the number 6. Now, it leaves a field of 6, both of us on the 7, Pasajera. Honestly, I don't want anybody from this race, but I'm glad you're doing what I'm doing, which is trying something new.
Yeah, well, I scratch into her because Sonadora Girl was going to be a very short price in here. But now that defaults into Pasajera, who's somehow never tried one turn or the main track, but she's by Noble Bird out of a Strut the Stage mare. That's all dirt to me anyway. Pete Walder popped yesterday. Good to see. He's firing. The barn is live. The post position here is perfectly. Hey, you even get a little weight allowance with Mika Husbands aboard. And he's going to look to the left. He's not going to see that much.
Nope, but you could not say it any better. You've got the 1 in the mix, Pharaoh's Baby Girl. 2 starts on the main track. At least a win across a good track. That was just a blowout win against a 5-horse field, though, at Laurel.
Yeah, I just think it's. I know she's run on the dirt before, but she will do it for the first time for Joe Orsino. Clearly, nothing has worked in her 3 starts here, but to be fair, they were much better than what she's facing today.
Yeah, I don't think you could say it any better than that. Now, race number 3, it's a good one. It's a maiden special weight for Florida breds. These are 2-year-olds, 5 furlongs on the Tapeta track. The number 6, El Santaguero, is out, and it leaves a field of 6 again here, and both of us on the number 5, Mr. Tyson. This is my best bet today.
Yeah, I get it. It makes sense. We can bring up the replay. You can talk more about him since he's your best bet, but this is the Tapeta sprint with the blinkers off. They certainly didn't work last time when they went on.
Nope.
Now we're back off. It's a perfect post. It's IRAD, and it's probably going to be 4 to 5 by post time.
This horse ran huge.
He did run well.
Yeah, this was a really gutsy effort. You look at the fractions, and this horse was not that far out of it here. St. Cloud was just very good this day. This is your poster child for Tapeta, just very handy, very light on his feet. And now you get IRAD, and like you said, blinkers are off. So obviously more happened last time out than just the blinkers going on because he went to the bench, but he looks pretty down the road. Yeah,
he's going to be a short number, especially with the scratch and the connections as well, but he's already the horse to beat regardless.
The 4 P4 is going to try the Tapeta for the first time.
Well, listen, this was we've talked about this Rolando and Cool Intentions race. I think Cool Intentions is a Florida Derby kind of horse.
Yep.
I love that horse. Rolando, well, maybe not so much where he's going, but that's an open maiden race on the dirt.
Yep.
This is a huge class drop. Now, he hasn't done a lot of stuff in the morning since that race. That bothers me a little bit.
Right.
But this is a big drop for him, and I think Mike Yates might have him in a good spot here.
Yeah, I think so. If nothing else, maybe just fill out some horizontals. If from there we're just a little bit more all over the place. The number 3 you've got in the mix, Awesome Edition. It's Joe Orsino and going to cut back. This is a big wake-up call.
Well, he's a first-time gelding, and the only time he's ever done any running was sprinting on the Tapeta.
Right.
That's what he's doing today. It was a very slow race, but you've heard us time and time again. I don't really care about that.
Nope.
His form is good on the Tapeta. Ultimate equipment change. You get the Hall of Famer Javier here as well. So can he beat Mr. Tyson? Probably not, but he's a big threat, at least to get a big piece of this.
Yeah, definitely. Race number 4. It is 5 furlongs on the Tapeta track. It's $17,500 claimers, non-winners of 3. Lifetime, these are fillies and mares 3 and up. And we have a clean race of 7. The 2, who I do not have anywhere, Reassess.
You don't have anywhere? He ran so well. She ran so well last time.
I know. I don't know. Maybe I missed this horse a little bit. Yeah.
One your top picks a very short number, but Reassess is kind of what I felt like the only other horse within shouting distance of 1 of 1. And you hear us talk about class drops and rises on the Tapeta, and a lot of times we say, well, it's not really a thing. 8 to 12 or 16 to 12. Well, 35 to 17 and a half, I do think is a pretty significant drop. You pop Bedrock Birdie or Fulminate in this race, and they're big, heavy, stiff favorites.
Yes.
So I'm going to believe in that race for and we get 10 pounds on your horse too. I'm not a big weight guy, but that 10 pounds is
in a race like this, it really does help. And the 3 1 of 1, look, she is first off the claim here. I like what they do. They bring her back in a little less than a month. I thought that day on the Tapeta, it was kind of hard to close out the back, which you had to be closer on the lead, and she made up a lot of ground.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting 10 pounds off.
Well, you can't do that over Christmas time.
No,
cookies
that's for
in the
sure.
office. Sorry.
Running style bugs me a little bit too.
Yeah, exactly, because she's too far out of it. But maybe now with IRAD, maybe.
He's probably going to put her in early. Don't sleep. Okay, you got her in third too. Vallesta. Remember they bet her off the board 2 starts back?
Yep.
I had no idea. I think I put her at 15 on the line. I totally wrong. Don't get it. But she ran to it, okay?
Yeah,
and if they bet her again today, she's back on the Tapeta. She's been freshened quietly. Willoughby Simpson's won 3 races this year.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sleep on her if the money shows again.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. And then you don't have Minxie anywhere, but Kent Sweezy's having a time.
Yeah, I know, old Minxie, and I've tried Minxie a few
You've tried,
times.
yeah, you have. You like Minxie.
I got Kent right yesterday on the horse I thought was live, and they were going to bet, and she was, and they did. I don't know about Minxie, but she's got speed.
Yep, and first time trying the Tapeta, so we'll see. I like that dirt 6 furlong speed coming into the 5 furlongs.
Avoided claim last time and haven't seen her since February.
Yep, that's not a good sign. If anything, she's fresh and she's been breezing along the last 5 breezes okay at Palm Meadows. So that's 4 of them for you. When we come back, it'll be race number 5. We've got Ron Nicoletti's Rainbow 6, so don't go anywhere.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau and Samantha Perry with you on this beautiful Friday afternoon here at Gulfstream Park as we're, doesn't feel like the holiday season, but it certainly is. And we've got Ron Nicoletti with us as well, who is just such a pleasure every day to be around, and he's got the Rainbow Six.
Okay, take a look at that ticket. We love Ronnie. It's so great to have him here. I'm just teasing. And he's got the rainbow. Almost hit it, as you said yesterday.
Yeah.
Just didn't get his single home.
No.
32.40. He's got the nightcap again now. Okay, he's doing the same. I guess this horse is going to be lower than 5-1 with everybody picking him.
I know, all three of us.
Yeah, and the two of you, I guess, as best bets as well. That is Random Harvest with a world of upside for Jimmy Toner and Joe Allen, the homebred there. So there's the anchor. On a 32.40, and he's spreading a little bit to get there. As I said, Ronnie's been firing, and he just missed it yesterday. And we'll see what he's got today. He's back out here with me for the opener. So big pool coming out today. I think day number 2 now. I think 6 figures is in play, and it's still in its infancy, but a good time to get involved. And I'll tell you what, a good sequence to get involved with as well.
Well, it starts off with a $35,000 claimer on the turf course. Mile and a 16th is the distance here, and the number 2 class photo is out of this race. It leaves a field of 9 here, and like you said, this is a competitive claiming race. We both ended up on the 10 Burn and Turf.
So here's the thing. The 3 best horses, by far, are all outside. Now, this is not doomed for them. It's not going a mile or 7.5, but it's not ideal either. I think Burn and Turf's got speed for Sandino Hernandez and Amity Racing, and who else does he have? Amicio. So he'll put him in the race early, and that's probably what you were thinking, too, because he's supposed to get first run on Samburu and certainly in Rotterdam as well.
Yeah, he really is. Look, we saw this yesterday with the rail setting. If you have speed or you're up front, it's so dangerous. You can't. There's no other way about it. You may not be the best horse, but it's just the flow of the race. It's the way it's gonna set up. So there's just look at that whenever you're playing these tickets and when you're betting these horses today, just on the grass course, because it's a very fast course right now. And Burn and Turf brings that California speed as well.
Yeah, and the other thing too, with the exception of Swashbuckle, who is up 100-1 in here. Nobody else really has speed. He should not have a problem getting over.
Right. Samburu, listen, I'm pretty cold on the Mike Maker barn right now. And I feel like you probably are too, right? I mean, there hasn't been a lot. And this is a huge, I mean, I don't really mind the drop because Mike Maker, he's a big claiming guy, but come on.
Yeah, you're going to take an underlaid price on a horse who I mean,
0 for 11 this year.
Okay, because I'm printing 8 deep. I don't see one. So there you go. 0 for 11 this year. 1 for 19 the past 2 years. Short price. Hey, he's dropping to a level that he hasn't been at. I get it, but it doesn't always wake him up like maybe you think. And now, you could talk more about this as a horsewoman, but 5-year-old gelding after 25 starts and will throw some blinkers on.
Oh, you know me. I get that's a move that I really I don't get. I feel like it's throwing something at the wall. But hey, we'll see if it works. It could. Obviously, nothing's worked in the 11 starts this year, so we'll try something else.
Yeah, something to be said for that.
The number 9 Rotterdam. Watch this horse for next time he runs, because this is a horse for Ralph Nix that I liked whenever Ralph Nix had him.
Right.
Now, he's gone to the bench since March here. He is the bay horse in this race. He absolutely has the most beautiful stride on the grass course here. He looks like he's just going out for, as Ron would like to say, a jiggy jog in the park. Look, he's been off since March. He's only had 2 works. So this is not a horse I would run. If this horse wins, I will be really shocked. They've gelded him since then. I love that because he was a big old heavy horse. The way he quickens up here, it just everything about this work is how you want to see him work on the grass, and he leveled off very nicely, but only 2 works and you're going a mile and a 16th. Nah.
No, and maybe there's some other activity that he's done, certainly, but it's right there in front of you,
right.
And you just think like he's potentially a short horse today, and I don't think you can be a short horse running against Samburu or certainly Burn and Turf.
I could absolutely not agree more. But watch him for next time. Put him in your notes. I think next time he'll be very, very dangerous in your virtual stable. Now, Race number 6, it's a good one. It's a mile on the main track. Allowance optional claimers. I have got my late pick 5 ticket. We'll take a quick look at it here before we dive into this race. It's a $54 ticket. I am singling at the end. You can see I don't have really any strong opinions until we get to the last. Race number 7, I do have the 6 on top, and that is Beauty of the Nile. That's my long shot today. Race number 8, I have the 1 on top, Uranium, which I didn't want to put on top, but looks like the 1. Race number 9, this is a tough race for me. I have the 3 Cashier Check on top, though, for Victor Barboza, and then as all of us are singling in the last race, it seems like Random Harvest. It's a $54 play for me, but no real strong opinions early. The race 8 is the toughest one for me to try to get out of, so I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this, Brian. But race 6, this could be a feature in itself. We've got a clean field of 6 and Secret Chat for you.
You know, there's 4 horses in here that could easily be your post-time favorite. These, the 1, 2, 3, and 4 are just shuffle them up, and that's actually probably how it's going to play out on the racetrack. Boy, did Secret Chat look good winning last time.
Oh, yeah.
Really delivered in the lane after he looked like he was going nowhere entering the far turn. State Breds, I know, but that was an April layoff off a trainer switch to Victor Barboza Jr. The question is, which way does he go today? He'll have to run better. I've got some knocks on the Safis to be sure in here, and that's why, you know, he's a second choice in here, and that's why I'm going to put him on top.
Yep, I like that. I think that's good. And the pace of this race looks like it's going to be quite quick here, and he's got a nice closing gear, and Javier Castellano is a good person to have aboard for this. We'll take a look at Holiday Pay here. This was just a little overnight handicap on November 9th, and here he is. I thought this was a good race. Icelander came back to win. Granted, Icelander won on the Tapeta, but Holiday Pay ran all right. And Mr. Skylight, I mean, I think this horse could be a stakes horse.
I would bet a cocktail he'll win graded stakes this year for Riley Mott.
Yep.
I like that. Yep.
And so he tried hard. It wasn't anything. I think that the mile, which he's only come across once, is going to be interesting for him.
Yeah, a couple things. Those are 3-year-olds. Okay, these are older horses.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. I agree.
And I'm not patting you on the back for drilling Power Humor or Havildare. Okay,
That's
this is a
fair.
way tougher group.
Yeah.
He's got speed. He's in the mix. I have no problem at all. Listen, all 4 horses you see on the page there are 4 horses I want as A's in here.
Right. Lure him in. What do you do with this guy?
I like him. You know, he ran really good last time back with Sam and Herm Walensky. I don't know, a mile. He certainly doesn't want to do what he did last time, getting bothered on the front. He's going to settle better today. He's second back in the barn. You know, C2 gave this horse back to these guys. I like that.
Yeah.
Safi couldn't get much out of him. You know, Sam and Herm have done good stuff with this horse. His little steam off the fastball. Maybe he loves it here. He's 5 for 11 on this main track.
Yep, he absolutely does. But there are also some other ones that love it here as well. This is a competitive race that I would probably, you could use 5 of. You could use them all.
And I think positive review, it's Safi and Irad. That's why he's your favorite. Whereas I'm not sure Holiday Pay is class dropping off the 3-year-old race.
No.
Positive review is class dropping today.
That's absolutely for sure. And that was a muddy track, so I don't read too much into that. No. And then the race 2 starts back. I had him. I was not a fan at all of the ride. So.
Okay.
I maybe you can give him some excuse. I'm using him. I'm using both the Safis because I think you need to in that race.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have one and not the other for sure.
Exactly. Race number 8, it's a 12-5 claimer, 7 furlongs on the fast main track. These are for 3-year-olds and upward. It is a clean field of 8. And the number 7, Starship Mocha, brings the speed here off the claim.
We got to talk about race 7 first. So.
Are we on race 7? Oh, sorry. Pardon me. I just got so excited to talk about Starship Mocha. Race 7, 5.5 furlongs. Allowance optional claimers. These are 7 that will go to post. And you do have the 7.
I do have the 7.
This is Jokes Up.
This is Jokes Up. You can't skip over my best bet of the day.
Oh, this is your best bet.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Into your long shot. So
how dare me?
How about Dave Fox off the claim? Doesn't do it a lot.
Nope.
He's good at it. And I can probably guarantee you he hasn't made a saltier, savvier claim than this. And here's a late pick 4 singling off the
I
rip.
like it.
Yeah, 5 deep in race 8, which is the 8 Pascal Moon, and a head scratcher to me. Race 9's my long shot. That's the 7, and I've got the 3 Random Heart. But I think we all admit and agree she's got to beat Root Cause, the stakes dropper for Chad Brown. So we're all trying to skip over. Jokes up.
Well, we got a stat, too.
And we got a stat as well.
Yeah, this
right.
is off the claim here.
Here's off the claim, and now back on Tapeta.
Yeah, and which makes a big difference here. Look at this. Turf to Tapeta. This isn't even with off the claim either, which he, again, you say he strikes about 20%. He doesn't do it often. So.
And here's the thing that's going on today, okay, why I say this is such a crafty, savvy claim. This horse is 2 for 2 on the Tapeta. By far, her best 2 races are right here on the Tapeta. And Dave says, Irad, you want to ride? And he says, yep, I do. So this horse is, I think, in a great spot today. Might, she could be set. They've been betting Dave's horses quite a bit, too. She could be even lower than this, but I think she's a 1 in here. But I like your contrasting opinion on a long shot.
Yeah, Beauty of the Nile. Look, she's 6 to 1, I think, on the line. So not like the longest shot in the world, but she's going to try the Tapeta for the first time. You get Luis Saez aboard. You have Jose D'Angelo, who's just been a tour de force this year. I like the sharp work, drilling her into this race on the turf, and we'll see what we get. She's fast. Now, there's some other fast horses in here, but I think the horses that used to be fast, i.e. Gail's Evening, who lost all of her speed last time out, I think Beauty of the Nile is the one that's going to be the pace horse here.
Yeah, and here's the thing about her, too. Now, Billy Morey's up there in Kentucky, and look what she's been doing out throughout the last fall, training on the Tapeta at Turfway Park.
Exactly.
So, yeah, she's never run on it, but she's run over it, and she's run quite well over it, too, at least in the morning.
Yep, she really has. So I like your best bet, dueling best bet in long shots. Now race 8. Who you do not have the 7 on top, a 12-5 claimer. This is 7 furlongs on the main track. A late pick 3 is here, and rolling pick 3s are all $1. The 8 Pascal Moon for Bobby DeBona for you.
Yeah, the 7's about the only horse I don't have in here. Hey, there's a couple things going on in here, okay? There's some horses in here that you don't really know where their form is. Show the race, guys. If nothing else, Pascal Moon is in very good form. Now, this is a much tougher 12-5 than the group he drilled last time. But you know what? He's got it going on in 2 main track starts here at Gulfstream for Bobby DeBona. And this post is perfect.
Yep.
And listen, I know they crushed these DeBona horses. He can't be favored in here. Not with Proverb in here.
No, not with Proverb in the bag here. And this was such a gutsy effort. You see Float On, who's going to be in the mix as well here. But Float On, I don't know. That was second off a little bit of a rest up and ship from California here to Florida. I don't know really what to do with him. I think if you're going really deep, maybe use him. But talk about the 4 Proverb. What do you do with him?
I don't know. But you didn't pick him, and I didn't pick him.
I know.
He owns this place. He's 8 for 11, but now all of a sudden he goes, okay, Safi took him to Churchill. They're going to try it. His form was phenomenal. They take him there. It didn't work out. Okay, I can excuse that. But if I know he's 1 for 7 on an off track. If that's what you're telling me last time, okay, maybe. But he's got to win. He's run well on it in the past. And, oh, by the way, here, take him for 12-5 today?
It's very suspicious.
No.
And
you can't play this horse.
No, you don't really trust him as well. But I like what you're doing here. The one I just felt could close. I feel like there's a lot of heat here. Maybe, he might be up against it, but maybe this horse can close and is going to get to the main track, which has 3 wins across.
Hey, I've used, I like Uranium. I used with other Barnes doing his good work. Now we've got a trainer that's just, 1 for 36 on the year, but he's got IRAD. One more thing I want to add about Proverb. You look at his AM activity. Proverb's never missed a work, forever, and now he's coming in off a very, very spotty work time.
Yep, it's some food for thought there. Now, race 9. State Breds, allowance optional claimers, 1 mile and 70 yards in this spot here. It's a clean race of 8. And the 7, wow, you're right back with Winooski. Hey, why not?
Well, this is my long shot. Okay. He's looking up at some of these.
Yep.
I get it, but I think we all know, and it's a statement of fact now, he's a new horse on
Tapeta. Yeah, lays over on Tapeta, yeah.
And he absolutely walloped a group last time. He beat nothing. It was 17-5, 2 L's, but look what Kathy Davies doing here. Says, nope, I don't want to run for a tag anymore. And not only that, let's pop right again on short rest, strike while the iron's hot. Hey, he's going to be a price in here. We'll show you Junction Road and Dear Dad. They're no great shakes. They're
No,
fine.
they're not. They are fine, and I think that Dear Dad has an excuse because he was coming off a pretty long layoff. Look, these layoffs, especially this time of year, you have to take that into consideration. Now, Hot Blooded decided he's a win machine all of a sudden now, so I don't know what to do there. Junction Road was, I don't know. I don't know.
I thought he was set up to run better.
Yep, I think so too. He did seem to pick up more ground as he got to the outside, and then you saw Dear Dad kind of float in, and it was tiring. So
the only thing I will say, to be fair to Junction Road, it was his first route. He didn't run poorly at all. Maybe we're being a little hard on him. He's eligible to build off of that.
Yep, he could. And Cashier Check is just not involved in any of those races. So that's why I like him.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. He's got to improve a little bit.
He does.
Dear Dad, I know that second time route Junction Road can improve, but I agree with you that second time off a long layoff, Dear Dad is probably the one moving forward the most.
Moves up way in a big way and does well on this Tapeta track at least. Race 10, the finale today, 1 mile and a 16th. This could be an overnight stakes. It really could. It's a competitive race. The number 4, Maria's Revenge, is out. The 12, Violet Gibson, is out, as are the 13 and the 14 are out. And the number 3, Random Harvest. We'll take a look at the replay. I'll let you talk about this horse.
Listen, she's got a world-class pedigree. Uncle Mo, rest in peace.
Yep.
We lost him a few days ago. We'll talk about that in the lightning round. This is a Joe Allen homebred. We know how good they can be. Jimmy Toner is here. I think Jimmy saddled more live horses this meet in 3 weeks than he did all last winter.
Yep.
And I think that's dangerous and noteworthy. These are all big positives. She scratched out of the stakes against 3-year-olds to run here. She won at Kentucky Downs on debut. These are all major positives, but now all 3 of us picked her, okay? And I have to be honest, maybe she's going to be the steam. I wanted to make her lower. I couldn't get there because we have a big favorite for Chad Brown. She's got about this much margin for error on literally about 9 other horses in here, and I got a bad feeling we're going to look up at post. She's going to be 5-2, and I would not advocate taking that on her, to be perfectly fair about it.
Right.
Okay?
Well, the 9, Root Cause, is exiting the Forever Together race, and I felt like she was just third by default. Chad Brown had 3 in the race that day, okay, and she was one that was she wasn't bet at all. Breath Away we'll see in the stakes tomorrow.
Yeah.
You get IRAD, but I don't feel like if she just doesn't have a running style that really suits this.
No, she tried to see it out at Saratoga in July. It didn't work. She blew a 3-length lead. You could probably count on 2 fingers the time you see that from this barn. She has a win here. I think that's significant.
Very significant.
She's got, you look at her form, and she's Jekyll and Hyde. Good, bad, good, bad, good. Maybe she comes back today. I feel pretty confident in saying the horses Chad has run this year are better and more ready to roll than last year.
I do agree, and he's just jumped up a lot in the box. Now, the speed play here is Princess Bettina. She gets Lasix on for the first time. She had a lot of dirt speed.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, she's Brian Lynch. She could be 3-5. My goodness, the way they're betting these horses. Her, Princess Bettina, and Glorious Princess are 2 horses I wanted to make lower. I couldn't do it because obviously you've got Root Cause, you've got Random Harvest. These are 2 dangerous horses, but we haven't seen either of them in a long time.
No, and Glorious Princess, she works fast all the time.
All the time.
This is her. She always works fast. If I were the connections today, I would say, Edwin, you know what? Send her, because that's going to be her best shot at getting anything done. And when she was sent back in February here, she ran a lot better. At least she's got to have the lead or else. I think
I remember last year she was 5-2.
Yeah. I've always been
why?
so against her.
She's a little dressed up to me.
She is.
Her 2 claim to fames are, she ran fine here on debut, don't get me wrong, but her 2 wins are in Kentucky, and those races on the turf don't count to me.
They don't, especially that time of year at least, or earlier this year. That's 10 of them for us today here, and that Rainbow 6 kicks off in race 5. Ron Nicolitti's got the ticket. Our lightning round very quickly. As we mentioned at the top, we've got the Pegasus preview. tomorrow. A lot of good stuff going on. It's going to be a big day. Going to be a chilly day too.
I
tomorrow.
saw that. Yeah. So hopefully we see everybody. Not that chilly. Okay, we're
All right,
we're
68 degrees.
Yeah,
well,
I'll probably complain though. To be fair,
I will.
It's a fun day. I feel like the stakes are there are spots where you can lean, and there's spots where you can get clever and crafty as all heck. And as a gambler, I think that's really what we're looking for. Fun card tomorrow.
Definitely, and some sad news. Said goodbye to Uncle Mo yesterday. We'll see the impact that he had on the breeding shed, and here he was. He won one race here at Gulfstream.
Yeah, this is sad. This is one of the few horses, obviously Gun Runner would come to mind, that were as good in the breeding shed as they were on the racetrack.
Right.
And Uncle Mo was a Hall of Fame talent in both regards, and yeah, he passed away way too early. Sad.
Yeah, it is very
14
sad.
years old.
Yep, but these horses, they're very fragile. You think 1,200 pounds, but they're fragile horses, and he had a very good life. So condolences to everybody who knew him and loved him, and we'll see his progeny on for as long as we'll live, I'm sure.
Yep.
Now, Beat the Expert tomorrow. Brian is up. This guy right here.
Yep.
Make sure to sign up with your chance to win $500 in wagering credits. That's online under the wagering tab, and it'll say Beat the Expert.
Yeah,
So,
last 3 races on Saturday.
yep, and all of our picks are out for Saturday
Yep.
and Sunday. Your best bet today.
Yeah, I'm in race 7 to the 7. That is Jokes Up.
Okay, and mine is race 3, Mr. Tyson. Low-hanging fruit, probably.
All right, 97 for me on the long shot. Race 9 of the 7. Winooski right back.
All right, and I am with Beauty of the Nile in race 7. We've got dueling best bets in long shots here. That's 10. We'll send it upstairs. P. Aiello will give you the scratches and the changes. Ron Nicoletti will be out for the opener, and we'll be with you all day long.